Okay then guys, what's going on? Cloud Plays here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today we're inside of a game which has taken the hugest dip known to man and joined the graveyard for looter shooters. This thing went as quickly as it came and is now sitting at absolutely sod all players with a game development which is just tanking itself into the ground. Today we're going to be taking a look at Wayfinder and what the hell went wrong on this highly anticipated game that I believed in so damn much. With that being said, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, check out our sponsor Cymax, the #1 in nutrition's experts, providing supplements proven to help fitness, weight loss, shredding and bodybuilding. So if you're a gamer like me but know full well that you don't have to sit there and be a slob, get your butt to the gym and slam in some Explode, their brand new pre-workout in a tin. The link is down in the description and we are going to have a code coming very soon. But until then, if you guys want to get some of this stuff for free, then hit the link down in the description for my Instagram. We're going to be giving away a load of tins on there, so make sure that you stay tuned to it. We've also got a load of gym content going up. With that being said, let's dive on into the video. So Wayfinder, this had so much promise. This game to me was a game that we 100% needed. This game to me was a looter shooter that had a cool quirky cartoon factoring into it, but also listened to its community tenfold. Before the game released, they worked on loads of alphas and loads of betas, and we had loads of NDAs being signed and people playing this game left, right and center and bringing so much feedback from the community. Now all of this feedback from the community seemed to be adhered to and listened to by the development team, and they literally jumped straight on board with everything that was being said and rectified all the issues that we had foreseen. Now this game launched on August 17th, 2023. Yes, not very long ago at all. Not only that, but it launched as a free to play. So the fact that these guys have got no players playing in their game right now, they really bloody messed up. We are now less than 2 months after launch and the game has got a continuous player base in the last 24 hours of 616 players. Right now, but as far as playing an hour ago, there were only 580 players, and that just essentially says it all in a nutshell. This for me is extremely disappointing, but where did it go wrong? Well, we do have a very easy insight into this and a load of player feedback that would 100% agree. Now the problem is with this game, although it was absolutely incredible to play in for its first time period, it did what most other looter shooters did. It had a very stagnant root course, and on that basis there wasn't very much content there to actually consume, knowing full well that the looter shooter community are one of those binge gamers sort of communities. We don't just jump in and play a couple of hours a day, we jump in and we binge it until we can't physically hold our eyes open anymore. But this game took the Outriders approach, and for me this is the most confusing part known to man. They nerfed absolutely everything that they possibly could. Long range weapons were the meta, primarily anyway, with some specific weapons taking the forefront on this, and they just nerfed them down into the ground. Now this is something which makes absolutely no sense for a company that was listening to its community tenfold and was changing everything that the community really wanted to change and add in everything the community wanted to add. They made it so damn difficult to have an OP character because they nerfed anything that was doing quite well. On top of that, the leveling is absolutely impossible. Now if you've never played Wayfinder before and this is the first you've seen of it, I am not going to be talking about it in a good light, and it's rightly so. It's not worth playing right now if that is the case. Hopefully the development team changed some things with regards to the leveling system, which we'll get into in just a second, but hopefully they do change it, because if they don't change it, this game is going to go absolutely nowhere. This is the biggest key factor for me as to why I stopped playing so early on. You will notice that the game was being covered before its launch time, and we covered a lot of the news revolved around this game, and then the moment it launched, you maybe had a couple of videos out of me tops. The main reason for this is no matter how good the development team were, how well they worked together with content creators and how nice they were, they still didn't listen. I had a lot of faith in the game just solely because of the basis that the core mechanics and the foundation that they made about this game was something to behold and was something that actually could have really broke through the cracks and maybe not have made the top spot, but could have been a decent contender inside of the looter shooter genre. Right now, what we're experiencing is leveling is just just borderline impossible. The way that this game works with its leveling guide is essentially you have got loads of numerous characters. You don't have a character you build, you pick from a selection of characters and you can unlock and add new characters into it. Although, based on everything that we've seen so far, you can complete the entire game of content based on all story modes, all of the main activities, and do all of that stuff and still not hit max level. Their max level of this is only 30, which should have screamed at me right at the beginning, but with a max level of 30, you can play all of the content and probably rinse and repeat some of the end game content for a little while and still not hit level 30. Let alone being able to play through the game and make 6 of the playable characters in Wayfinder, because they all have extremely different playstyles and abilities. So it's worthwhile learning a little bit of each one, but do not sink your teeth into numerous ones. You'd have to just jump in. Now this is what's really annoying, because right now we're kind of stuck in a loop-in cycle. So what's the newest thing that's come through so far is the Reaver King mid-season event and the patch overall. There's 4 new main quests, 3 new side quests, 4 new craftable weapons, 2 new hunts, loading improvements, and that's just the peak of it. This is where the issues attend, because you could complete all of those new main quests, all of the new side quests, on top of all of the playable content that you've had up until this point and still not hit maximum level on one character. The weapons were a lot easier to level up and you could maximize those quite well, although they were still well lacklustered, so you were not hitting levels as much as you could do, and you'd be lucky if you were hitting about a level a day with inside of this functionality. But this is just ridiculous. Not only that, but it lost a massive player base right at the beginning when we had all of the loading issues when it came to actually being able to get in the game. For those of you guys who were there for launch, I don't know if you will remember, because the game became quite irrelevant quite quickly, but the moment the game launched, we had queues upon queues upon queues, and you would get to the front of the queue and then get kicked straight out again to have to re-queue for another 3 hours. This went on for a very long period of time until eventually they did fix it. Don't get me twisted, right now it's extremely easy. You just turn the game on, log in, and jump straight in and play the game. Now there is a reason for that, and we addressed that one earlier. That's because at the point of launch we hit an all-time peak of 25,000 nearly, and we're now sat at 580 people playing in the last hour. That'll be why you can get on the servers. But overall, the demise of this game is on a few equal levels right here. We have got the Outriders approach of nerfing everything that was worthwhile using, and the leveling, which is borderline impossible. So if you can't level based on the fact that you can't use the decent weapons that you enjoy using, it makes leveling all less fun. So for me personally, this game was doomed from the offset, and that is the biggest shame of this game. Let me know what your guys' opinions are down in the comment section below, and if you haven't played this game yet, my recommendation is not to touch it until we report otherwise. I will be keeping an eye on this, and if they do make this any better, then it may be something that we may reapproach, but until then, unfortunately, nothing more from me. Cloud Plays signing out on this one. Thanks again for watching, appreciate your faces, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.